right, that was 2 cans of our manwich sauce. All right, now with our manwich in our crock pot, we're gonna add our home style meatballs. These are just frozen meatballs, but you can make your own meatballs. And I actually have 2 bags of these delicious home style meatballs. I do prefer this brand. It is very tasty. Now, before we continue on, I'm gonna grab my large spoon and we're gonna mix this all together. We want our meatballs to be covered in that delicious manwich sauce. This is such an easy and tasty crock pot dinner that only uses 4 ingredients total. It is honestly super easy. Anyone can make it, and that's what's great about it. So let's make sure that these meatballs get fully doused in our manwich sauce. All right, and we're just gonna kind of smooth these over so that it's more of a flat surface than it was, but that looks good enough. And now the next ingredient that we're coming in with is some Velveeta. Yep, and I already sliced these into thin slices so that we can just put them right on top of our meatballs. You can use whatever cheese you like, but the recipe calls for Velveeta, which is why I use it, and I do like Velveeta. I think it is great with that manwich sauce, so use what cheese you like. I'm gonna use Velveeta, and it's gonna taste amazing regardless. And we're just placing them all over those meatballs. We wanna make sure that those meatballs get covered in cheese, and this is just the 16-ounce Velveeta, so it's super easy, not too much cheese. Okay, I think I could probably fit like 1 more piece right there. Perfect. All right, our 4th and final ingredient are tater tots, and these are frozen tater tots, and we are gonna go ahead and place our tater tots right on top of our Velveeta. It doesn't need to be in any special format. We just wanna make sure that just like with the cheese, the entire surface area is covered in these delicious tater tots. And yes, I'm using the Sonic tots, so you know that these are gonna be so good. So let's quickly get our tots on here so that we can get this cooking. All right. We used almost that whole bag, but this looks ready. We're gonna go ahead and put our lid on, and we're gonna pop this on high so that I can cook quick. All right, it's been 3.5 hours on high. Let's go ahead and turn this off and let's check this out. Oh wow. My, it smells absolutely incredible. Ooh, ooh, ooh. All right, I'm just gonna dig right in. Oh my goodness. Let's get some more of those tater tots, a few more meatballs. This looks so good. Okay. No, our tater tots are a little bit softer. They're not really like a crispy tater tot, but if you wanted to pop your little crock pot in the oven, you totally could crisp them up.
Is it good?
That is so good. Wow. You guys have to try this. All right, that's 4 cans of our sliced potatoes in our greased 9x13. We're just laying those flat so that we have a nice layer of our potatoes. You can use fresh if you prefer, but I love how these ones are already pre-cut and peeled. Perfect. Now I have 2 pounds of my cheddar cheese that I sliced up, and we're gonna put all of that cheese right on top of our potatoes. You can use whatever cheese you like. My family just loves cheddar, and I had all of this cheddar just sitting in my fridge, so I had to use it. Oh my. Now I have 1 pound of cooked ground sausage that we're gonna just sprinkle right on top of there. This is some pork sausage, but you could also use a ham, like a diced ham, or you could use whatever kind of like breakfast meat you like, maybe like a chorizo. I know that's really good for breakfast, but we're gonna use that whole pound. We're really just layering on all the goodness on top of those potatoes, just like this. And if this wasn't enough meat for you, don't worry. We are gonna bring in some cooked bacon, and I'm gonna bring my kitchen shears. You guys can, cut them up with a knife if you prefer, but I'm just gonna chop up our bacon into small pieces right on top of our sausage, and then we are almost ready for our breakfast casserole. This is so easy, perfect for Sunday brunch, or if you have Saturday breakfast coming, whatever you want to make it for. People will love this. My guests absolutely love when I make this. Okay, I think that was the perfect amount of bacon. That was about 6 slices. Now I did cook up some scrambled eggs, just 6 eggs, and I kind of undercooked them because this is gonna go back in the oven. So that's why they're a little bit runnier than I would prefer. And I only did 6, but if you want more eggs, you can totally add more. I kind of felt like I needed more after I cooked them, but I only had 6 eggs, so this is gonna have to do. Plus, doesn't that look so good on there? We have our cheese, our sausage, our bacon, and now our eggs for this beautiful breakfast casserole. You have to get some veggies in here. So I have some diced purple onion that we're just gonna put right on top. I'm not gonna use too much. I did just buy the already diced onion because that's the way I like to do things. And then another veggie that I'm gonna add is some bell pepper. I love these little containers from Kroger that come with everything already pre-diced. You know, cuts your prep time in half. Okay, that looks absolutely beautiful. Now this is missing some seasoning, so I'm gonna keep it super simple with my favorite Kinder's The Blend, which has salt, pepper, and of course, garlic. And we're just gonna open this up and we're gonna go heavy-handed on our entire dish. Oh, I'm so excited. This is gonna be delicious. All right, I think that looks pretty good. And that's it. It's just all layered on top in our 9x13. My oven is set to 375, and this is gonna be in there for about 35 to 40 minutes. Oh my, this smells incredible. Oh, so this is kind of like a play on nachos, but breakfast themed. So I am gonna top mine with a little bit of pico, but you can top this with whatever you want. Some sriracha, some cheese sauce, some ranch, whatever you like for your breakfast, some aioli. But I think pico is gonna go beautifully with all those other flavors. And that's what I want. So we have kind of the potatoes as like our chip, and then the cheese obviously, and then we got some meats on there, and the eggs make it extra breakfasty, but that is it. Oh, ho, ho, ho. I think I'm gonna go like for right here, because I don't know, this part just looks so good. Oh yeah, delicious. Oh. Potatoes, cheese, sausage, egg, bacon, veggies. I am so excited to try this. Oh, those potatoes are so soft. Wow. Oh my goodness. I thought I added too much cheese, but that cheese with those potatoes, incredible, you guys. Like, this is a must try. All right, that was just my frozen raw shrimp. Now I'm gonna grab some fresh asparagus and we're gonna put that right on the side of our shrimp in our mini loaf tins. These are just disposable loaf tins. This makes this super easy. And we're adding about a handful of asparagus. This is gonna be like an all-in-one meal for people, so you can add as much or as little asparagus as you think your family will eat. All right, now I have some lemon wedges and we're gonna grab our lemon wedges and we're gonna squeeze them right on top of the asparagus and on the shrimp. You gotta be careful of those seeds. If you can find seedless lemons, that would be better. And we are just gonna throw those in there with our shrimp because the juice will just get better as it cooks. Oh my goodness. So we're gonna do 2 wedges per tin. If you don't like as much lemon, you can do 1 per tin. Make sure you get on that asparagus as well. All right, now I'm bringing in some white wine. Now, if you don't wanna use any wine in yours, you can use chicken broth. And we're gonna do a light drizzle of our wine, literally probably a tablespoon of wine in each loaf tin right on top. And this is gonna add some great flavor and make a delicious sauce for our shrimp and asparagus. All right, and you guys all knew this was coming. We have our minced garlic that we're gonna scoop onto our shrimp and our asparagus. You can add as much or as little as you like. I really like garlic, so I'm going heavy-handed. I'll probably use the rest of this jar because might as well use what we have. And this is gonna add some great flavor. Obviously, garlic is so great with shrimp, and I think everyone will love it. Perfect for a refreshing summer meal. Oh yeah, it smells delicious. All right, so now to thicken up that sauce, we have some salted butter, and we're gonna add about 3 pads of butter right onto our tins on each one. I don't know if it's pads or pats, you guys tell me. I keep saying it wrong, and I don't know, whatever you call it, just make sure you have some butter on each of your tins. It's gonna add some delicious buttery flavor to the asparagus and of course to that delicious shrimp. Oh yeah. Now we're gonna freshly grind some pepper, and you can add as much or as little as you like. I just love a little bit of spice to our shrimp, and you can even add whatever seasoning you like to this. You can add some paprika, you can add some Old Bay, you can add some garlic powder, some onion powder, but we're gonna keep it super simple. All right, so we have our pepper on there, and then I am gonna add a little bit more salt. I know I use salted butter, but a little salt never hurt nobody, especially with seafood. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait to eat this. Now for some garnish and some color, we have some chopped parsley, and I love these little containers because they last a good amount of time, and we're just sprinkling our parsley right on top of there, and look how beautiful these are coming together. And you have your side dish and your main protein all in one. It's gonna have some beautiful flavors. They're gonna cook evenly together, and that is the beauty of this recipe. All right, so I am gonna cover these before I put them in the oven, but my oven is set to 425, and these are gonna be in there for 20 to 25 minutes. Oh my. Okay, these did take a little bit longer than we anticipated because the shrimp was frozen, but they look absolutely perfect. Oh, I'm so excited. I think I'm gonna grab this one. That asparagus looks so good, perfectly steamed. And let's look at that shrimp with that delicious butter. Oh, it looks so good. All right, time to give it a try. still hot, but that is so good. Easy, delicious, healthy. You guys have to try this.